What up, though, BTP fans and supporters? I am your host, Mitchell Brock, with the Great Sports Morpheus, and we are back for episode 2 of this season of Bring the Pain Sports Talk after further review. All right, it is early March. All right, so Super Bowl's over, Pro Bowl's over, season's over. What we got going on right now?
It's the combine. This is the as I call it, the Speedo
the
Olympics.
Underwear Olympics.
The Underwear Olympics, yeah.
So, of course, we're going to get into that. We've both been to combines. He went to the NFL combine. I've been to some pro football combines, arena ball. That's how I got to play arena ball and things like that. So let's first talk about our own personal experience at the combine. So talk to us about your experience when you went to the NFL regional.
Well, the first thing is walking into that building as a potential prospect. The evaluation process starts from the time that you get out the car. And they made that very clear up front. So I went to the combine on a Saturday morning, and there was probably around 340 invitees or so. About 216 of us walked out at the end. They're that serious, man. So the NFL is the guy, his name is Stephen Austin. He was the director of the regional combine. He came out from the very beginning. He said, guys, listen. I hate to be honest with you, but I am going to be honest with you. I'm looking for a reason to eliminate every single one of you. Yep. So don't give me a reason. And you had guys doing stupid stuff, just stupid shit. Like one of them showed up with his baby mama. But, man, this is the most important job interview of your life. Ever.
That's really all it is.
We already, as a group, all of us have a snowball's chance in hell of even making a roster for one day.
Yep.
Because this is not the NFL draft combine.
Regional
combine. These are free agents. These are guys that play minor league ball, guys that play D2, D3, or even D1 ball.
Or didn't play.
Or didn't play at all. So you don't have a lot of film. You don't have the professional, quote-unquote, experience on film. You don't have
a little bit older than most of the guys at the time.
Yeah. Right. So you walking in the door with a disadvantage. So he was gone before he even had a chance to fill out his liability waiver forms. Then they get to the liability waiver forms. He says, listen, do not fill out these forms until I tell you to do so. You had some knuckleheads going there. What you doing? You filled out the form? Okay, come here, man. Thanks for coming. Took his form, ripped it up right there.
That happened twice. Yep. Remember when we were covering the regional here in Houston?
Yep.
Same thing happened to a kid right in front of us.
Yep. So you never know. That kid possibly could have been someone who maybe made a practice squad. Maybe. And the other thing is like CFL teams have access to this. Now, we didn't have that opportunity. You have XFL, USFL. They're connected to XFL, especially with the partnership with The Rock and the NFL. He blew all those opportunities at one time because he just could not listen to instructions.
Yep.
So that's just the opening, the environment. And from the time that you're there, I hate to use this analogy, but you're kind of like a piece of cattle because they're looking at every physical aspect of you, your height, your weight, your strength, your muscle tone, muscle mass, your build. And they have
your skin.
You're right.
They actually say something like he's got really tight skin.
Right. Like when you walk or when you move, they look at the things like your hip rotation, your agility, your posture, every single aspect of you as a physical human being is being evaluated.
Yep.
And so they have like a height weight matrix, and every measurable is falls within a category. And matter of fact, there's a story that just came out about the I can't recall who the quarterback is, but he has a size 8.5.
Kid from Pitt.
The kid from Pittsburgh. Yeah. He has 8.5 inch hands, which is smaller than any other quarterback that's currently in the league. So that tells them, at least in their opinion, that he's going to have trouble gripping the football. Because the NFL football is bigger than the college football, in case you didn't know.
Yep.
He may have trouble gripping the football. There are certain I'm not a quarterback, but your quarterback coach is going to show you certain ways to throw the football. You have tighter windows. You got to have the spiral's got to be tighter. The ball's got to get there on a rope.
Yep.
So they're going to be watching very closely at how he's able to deliver a football because of the size of his hands. So he's already down one strike.
Yep.
They said the same thing about me. They said my hands are average. I got 9.5 inch hands is average. And they say it's average. I was like barely, like they have from a scale to 1 to 100. Right. My hands were like an 80. But you have the guys on the far end.
And this dude's hands are, in my opinion, massive.
Look at mine compared to his.
I don't have large hands. I don't.
But they have guys like Jadeveon Clowney, who's or Javon Curse, who guys I think are historically
3X. Javon Curse wore a 3X glove.
Javon Curse has like an 11.5, so he can take a ruler and put it from his thumb to his finger, to his pinky finger, and hold a ruler from one end to the other.
That's ridiculous, man.
But they're saying that these are the type of things that helps an offensive lineman to engage in blocks, or helps a defensive lineman shed blocks. So they're looking at all of that from the very beginning. Then once you're out there, we haven't even warmed up yet.
Nope.
You get out there, and we do sprints around the entire football field 3 times just to warm up. And if you're breathing heavy, come here, let me talk to you. Yeah, come here, let me talk to you for a second. If you're slowing down, if you're following behind the pack, hey man, come here, let me talk to you. You need a break? Come here, let me talk to you. And guys are just dropping like flies. We complete the 3 laps around the football field. We get into formation, like, then we start doing warm-up drills. They're looking at how you're doing your drills when you warm up. You know, if you go out there half-stepping on your drills, hey, come in and talk to you. So people were just dropping like flies throughout the entire thing. Then we get to, they bring out some Navy SEALs. I was like, oh my God. And these Navy SEALs put us through some calisthenics that like make every bone in your body or every muscle in your body hurt like you would never believe. We have not worked out yet, folks. This is the warm up. And some more people couldn't do some of the, and they had like some yoga type stuff that they incorporated into the Navy SEAL drills. Some of those folks, have a nice day. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out. So we finally get to the point where they huddle us up. And then the director comes talk to us.
You're already tired.
You're already tired. You're already tired. The director of ops, the director of the combine comes out. Some former NFL players came out, talked to us. Free agent guys who went through, you know, the entire grind, and talked to us about, you know, how to conduct yourself as a professional, et cetera, et cetera. There was some legal people that came out and talked about the legal liabilities of, you know, participating. Like, you blow your knee out, you on your own. You know, we'll get you to the hospital, but that's it. So we signed off on all those liability waivers. Then we started the workouts, the bench press, the vertical jump, the S drills, the cone drills, the 40, you know, those type of drills. And they're evaluating every single step for the entire day. You go P2, you go to the bathroom P too many times, they can be like, hey, come on, man, let me talk to you. So
that might indicate kidney problems or something like that.
Right, because are you going to be able to function on the sidelines through the entire game? So
that's crazy. So I never went to the NFL combine, but I went to a lot of not a lot. I've been to about 3 or 4 pro football combines, which is just a general combine put on by minor league teams where there were NFL scouts there. There were arena scouts, you know, CFL guys like that. My first one was back in 1996. Back in 1998, I went to a combine in Cleveland. You know, and that's good for Cleveland. We'll tell that story later. In Cleveland, Ohio, and you know, Brown Scouts and all those different guys were there. And actually, how I got there, I played in. I made All-American that year, and I played in the All-American game, and it was in Cleveland. And one of the officials was a scout, a regional scout for the Browns, and he came up to a few of us after the game and was like, "Hey, you know, I like what you did out there. Here's my card. Give me a call. I got this combine I want to invite you to." I'm like, "Cool." So we get there. He's there, Browns guys and things like that. I work out. I have never been the prototype. For you guys who don't know, I am 5'10" and a half. I've been shorting. I found out I've been shorting myself. I've been saying 5'10". I'm actually 5'10" and a half. So, you know, I'm 5'10", and at my highest weight, I was about 360. I used to be a big boy. Well, I'll show y'all some pictures later. Now I'm about 270. So I've lost quite a bit of weight. So if you look at that, you like 5'10", 360. This guy looked like Jabba the Hutt. I didn't. I don't have the largest hands. I was never the fastest guy. I never impressed you on the bench. Well, my my max was about 415. But the most I've ever thrown up to 25 was 24, which ain't bad. I mean, you got running backs doing that now. So I've never jumped off the screen in a workout. But when you put my film on, you like, whoa. So I went to that combine, and I got a call from I didn't make the Browns, obviously, but I got a call from an arena team called the Dayton Skyhawks. Hey, we want you to come down and play. Sweet. So I went, I played for the Dayton Skyhawks. Came back, played minor league ball, went to another combine a few years later in Minneapolis. And, of course, the Vikings were there. All these other teams didn't make it. Guess who called? A team called the Flint Flames, who happened to be in my home state of Michigan. Why don't you come on down? Cool. Okay, so there's that. But at the combine, I saw it. Like I was telling a young fella before we went on the air, I've seen guys who will throw up the 225, 30, 35 times. And then you put them in pads, and they get pushed all over the field. Yep. So the combines that I went to were real simple. Like, it wasn't, they didn't do the fat and all that different stuff the NFL do. They come in, they say, get on this bench, run this 40, do this vert, do all these calisthenics things, and if we like what we see, we'll call you. Now, what people don't know about these type of pro football combines, majority of the time, they already got their teams. Like the arena teams, right? They're looking for maybe 2 or 3 diamonds in the rough, right? That they can say, I want that guy. Right. So that was my experience with the combine. Now, these guys, let's talk about what we've seen with some of these guys. Now, the fastest 40 time so far, official, I remember it first came out that Chris Olave ran a 4.26. But when his official came out, it was down to like 4.39, I think it was. But so far, the fastest official 40 was Tyquan Thornton from Baylor. He ran a 4.28. I don't think the average person understands how fast that is. That's basically, it's a 40-yard dash now. That's saying that this kid can run 10 yards in a second, in 1 second. That's like 2 steps. Now, we're Texas guys, state of Texas. We've seen Tyquan Thornton play. Did he look that fast to you?
Not on the field, no. No,
he didn't look that fast on the field. Right. But you had guys like Barry Sanders, for example. Barry Sanders, I think, ran like a 4.5. You ever seen anybody catch Barry Sanders? Nope. Why is that? Because there's a big difference between combine speed and football speed. Right, football game. In the combine, you got on spandex pants, spandex shirt. You're not taped. The conditions are perfect. No pads. No pads. Right. It's indoors. You're light. Right. I want to see a guy in full pads, on grass, in cleats, when it's cold, carrying a football. Now I want to see how fast you are because everything ain't going to be perfect in the game. Right. Right. So,
and you're running in a straight line in the 40. You don't have the DBs coming down to crack on you. You don't have the linebacker shifting over, or even sometimes the D lineman to take you off your path. So, again, 2 different kinds of speed. And then you also have the burst and then the top end guys. Because you have, like, Barry was definitely a top end kind of guy, too. Once he got to that second gear, you for damn sure weren't going to catch him.
And you may not notice it because you didn't watch him as much as I did. He had this little thing he did. When he hit second gear, he kicked his leg up. And once he kicked his leg up,
it's over.
And once he started,
put 6 on the board.
He gone.
Put 6 on the board.
He gone. Yeah. He gone. So the combine to me is overrated because just because you look good in spandex and just because you fast in spandex, that don't mean you could play football. Right. Emmitt Smith, was he about like a 4.6? Jerry Rice was like a 4.6,
or something,
almost 4.7.
Right. Shannon Sharp, I think, was also another guy. Was like a 4.6.
Have you ever seen
one of the top 5 tight ends of all time?
Have you ever seen Jerry Rice get caught from behind? Nope. Because he had football speed, right? And that's not discounting that, right? But for me, the combine it's a glorified interview. Like he said, they want to see if you listen and don't. excuse me, don't discount the Wonderlic test because that's big too. They want to see your level of intelligence. They want to see your thought process, cognitive ability, because they're about to pay you millions of dollars. The rookie minimum is what, 300 something, almost 400 grand. I believe. Yeah. At minimum, they're about to pay you over $250,000 a year. They about to, you're an investment. Right. They're investing in you. Right. So they are looking at how you think, how intelligent you are, how you speak, how you interact with people. Because guess what? You got the media.
That's a good point too also, and I forgot to mention too, that one of the positive comments I got was that when they put us in the group, so they would put like a collection of linemen, skill players together, and we all traveled from one station to another in groups as we did workouts. I made us break the huddle. I brought, hey, let's bring it in. Come
Leadership.
on. Hey, y'all, let's go. Because the Super Combine was in Detroit. I said, hey, y'all, we're going to break this huddle. We're going to say Detroit. Every time we break this huddle, y'all go out there, let's do these drills. They saw me leading that huddle. And he's like, man, I like your leadership style.
Yep.
I love that. So that's the intangibles, the kind of stuff that they look for. So that's ultimately, I think that's one of the reasons why I got invited to a second workout with the Dallas Cowboys. Right. When they brought a bunch of guys who didn't make it with the first cut. Right. They brought us back to Dallas, and we were able to
talk about that.
Cowboys. That was a hell of an experience, man. I gotta say, you know, for me, it's like a kid because I'm a Cowboys fan. So it was like a dream come true kind of thing. Getting up, they put us in a very crappy hotel, though, Jerry. You got it, man. But anyway, so they huddle us on the bus. We go to the stadium early in the morning. We get out the bus. Their personnel guy talked to us for a little bit, and he said, "Okay, we're gonna walk out to the field." And I had no idea that they had it prepped like game day.
Yeah, I remember that.
We walked to the field, and then like the announcer's like, "No, the participants blah, blah, for the Dallas Cowboys workout." I'm like, "What?" And they had cheerleaders out there. They had the flamethrowers, and like we ran out the tunnel. And I was like, "Whoa, man!" They once we got to the stadium, they went above and beyond. Right. But it was very, very cool experience, you know, working out for them, and we got to sit down and do, you know, little one-on-ones afterwards.
And you talked to Steven, right?
I talked to Steven Jones. Your conversation with Steven Jones, and you know, he gave me some feedback, and you know, it is what it is. I didn't make the team, but it was a great experience, right? Overall, yeah. It's
like we were alluding to, they want to know you, right? Because look, and I'm not what's the kid Henry Ruggs. Look what he's going through right now. Great talent, right? But you decide to go out here and get drunk, right? And drive a sports car 150 miles an hour, and you kill somebody, right? So they want to know. We know you can play football, right? If you play D1 college football, if you got invited to the combine, we know you can play football. We need to know, but we don't know
when we give you this money, what are you going to do?
There you go.
Off the field. Because we invest draft capital, we invest financial resources, we invest time from our scouting department, our personnel department, marketing.
We're putting our brand on you. You are part of our brand.
Our PR on you as a team. Are you going to represent us well off the field? Yep. So there's a lot of talented guys that are sitting at home or working at Home Depot or whatever, because they just didn't understand that part of it. They had everything else, but they blew it because of those type of behaviors.
Yep. So and look at we'll take the Patriots for example, the Aaron Hernandez situation. Listen, let me tell you,
Hall of Fame skill set, man. Unbelievable. He was
6'4", 250, run a 4.4, catch everything. He was Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez was Travis Kelce. And let me tell y'all something.
And he was a more athletic version of
100%.
Yeah. If y'all forgot, go back and look at that man's film. Look at his film from Florida.
At Florida. Right. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. If Aaron Hernandez didn't get in trouble, there probably would be no Gronk. Right. Because Gronk
was the number 2 guy. Don't forget.
He was Gronk is the first ballot Hall of Famer. Right. And Gronk was number 2 behind Aaron Hernandez. Right. He was that good. Right. But he killed people. Right. Allegedly. Well, no, he got convicted. So legally, he killed people. Right. Okay. The Patriots are all about their brand. Now, when you look at the New England Patriots, it's 2 things you see. You see Tom Brady, and you think Aaron Hernandez. Because look what he did. That's the reason why the second he got arrested, what happened?
They cut him quickly.
They didn't say, and
before they even took his jail photo, he was cut.
He was cut before he even arrived at the jail. He was cut because certain teams don't play about their brand. Right. So they're putting their brand on you. They're investing a lot of money in you, and they need to. And I understand it's business. We call it a game. We call it the game of football. But at the end of the day, at the NFL level, it is business, and you are an employee. It's just like people say things like, "Oh, he plays a game for a living." No, he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't. That's his job. He is Matthew Stafford is an employee of the Los Angeles Rams and the National Football League. He's not a football player. They're paying him a lot of money. So they need to make sure that you are going to be worth their investment, not only on the field, but off the field. Off the field. So
look at Antonio Brown, for example. That's the perfect current example right now. He's got a Hall of Fame resume. He's still even I think he's 33, 32, 33.
Something like that, yeah.
Still has the ability to be an elite receiver in the league, but he just can't stop the foolishness. He's got so many opportunities, and he's probably done. He's probably maybe one team might take a chance on him, give or take, but he's probably done early.
I think somebody with AB, because he's still like you said, talent wise. He's still a top 10 receiver, maybe top 5, top 10 for sure. Talent. Somebody might say, just like the Bucks did. The Bucks were like, you know what? We got Mike Evans, but we need more.
It says a lot when you're his talent and his numbers say he should be possibly a first or second ballot Hall of Famer. Because he's been one of the baddest dudes for the past 10 years.
Yeah, he has.
But he's on a prove it deal.
Yeah.
Because they just don't trust what he's going to do off the field. So that alone tells you a lot about the way that he conducts himself, the way he carries himself.
So let's
I looked at
let's talk about it.
Let's look at
because I've never looked at his resume his like
resume
in a row.
Insane. Yeah.
He's got the Super Bowl champion, 4 times first team All-Pro, 1 time. Wow. I didn't realize 4 times first team All-Pro, 1 time second team, 7 Pro Bowls, 2 times receptions leader, 2 times yardage leader. That's absolutely a Hall of Fame resume. First ballot. For whatever reason, the requirements for receivers are weird. But so he may not get in first. He's not getting in first ballot.
No,
period.
of course,
just
because of foolishness. But I'm
go.
saying he was trending toward being
if he was
that kind of guy.
If he was Calvin Johnson off the field, he's definitely first ballot Hall of Fame. Or like Terrell Owens. Listen, Terrell Owens is the second most talented wide receiver I've ever seen.
Ever.
Now, I'm not just being biased because I'm a Lions fan, but the most talented wide receiver I've ever seen was Calvin Johnson.
Oh, Megatron was like made by the football gods. He was just
if you go into a lab,
that wasn't even fair.
Terrell Owens is the second most talented. Now, Jerry Rice is the GOAT based on longevity, numbers, production. Super Bowl production. That's the perfect word to encompass it all. But the most talented receiver I've ever seen was Calvin Johnson. Terrell Owens is right there. Terrell Owens is right there. He's got that.
He's the prototype for what we're looking at now. Everybody's trying to draft Terrell Owens. They're trying to draft that big guy who can run over the middle, who can run multiple routes, who's got good hands, who can block, who can separate himself in space. Terrell Owens is kind of the template for what you're seeing now. He's the what's the kid that the Falcons drafted?
Julio.
Yeah, Julio. Those guys come from Terrell Owens. He was the first big receiver with speed and range and hands that I can think of that they start pursuing aggressively in the first round.
Julio Jones got I think he got a raw deal playing for that whack team in Atlanta, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I'm just bad. We got Atlanta Falcons fan in the studio, so I'm just busting his balls a little bit. But no, and Julio Jones is right there.
Yeah,
as far as talent.
Yeah, insane.
Remember that catch he made in the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
that might be the best catch. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Those y'all that know the story, we'll tell y'all about it later.
That might be.
They need to start stitching his gold jacket.
That might be the best
Julio
catch I've ever seen.
Just start working on his gold jacket right now.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer.
First ballot, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But so we said all that to say, and this is what you get when you get Bring the Pain Sports Talk. We don't. We got to stay here we got to stay on topic. We just have conversation. We know what we're doing. We're doing what we've been doing for 8 years. We're just doing it in front of microphones, in front of a camera. And that's what y'all love about us. We just have conversations.
What I say last week, no fluff, just real stuff.
No fluff, just real stuff.
Yes, sir.
We just two cats having a conversation.
Yep.
You know, so when I was thinking about the subject for today, or the topics for today, yeah, we do come in with topics. Now, when we were on TV, we had to be like this because you had commercials and you had time constraints and things like that. But radio for us is just conversation. I said, well, we're going to talk about the combine, of course. And I'm like, an hour? We can talk about that.
We do this.
This is what we do all
on the
day.
phone anyway.
That's it. Road trips. That's all we do. You know, make songs about people that can't drive, and we have football conversations. But yeah, so again, back to what they're doing at the combine. It's a glorified interview. They're getting to know. It's just like any other job. Like I said, it's a job.
Right.
If you apply for a job, they already know you're qualified because they see. You're a hiring manager at your job. You're a program manager. You hire and fire. When you get an application come across your desk, you already know that person is qualified when you look at their resume.
Right.
But I need to see.
I need to verify your references. So I know that you're somewhat fast because you played in the SEC. You played against Georgia. You played against Bama. You played against Auburn, you know, et cetera. Right? I know you have some skills there based on your stats, your numbers, et cetera. I want to know if I take that person who worked in that environment and put them in this environment, what's the probability of success? I look at a resume. I see that you're a job hopper. You got a different job every 6 months, every year.
Yep.
I plug you in this environment, you're going to leave me within 6 months or a year or two.
And I got to go through this all over again.
Stability. I see you have growth, progression. You get promoted. There's a good chance that might happen here also. Yep. So they have the same type of mentality when it comes to evaluating players to combine. That's the combine is verifying references.
That's it.
The NFL is just wise and smart enough to say, hey, we can take some money. Because remember, the combine wasn't televised up until recently. I
would say 2000, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Mid 2000s?
Mid 2000s. Yeah. I don't even think like the year Brady worked out. I don't even think that was 2000.
No, it wasn't. That was that was 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Is when someone in the NFL marketing department said, hey, we can make this an annual event where, because the whole idea of the NFL calendar, in case you haven't figured it out, they do some type of event to keep their followers engaged every month. The draft, the combine, the OTAs, the preseason, all that Hall of Fame.
Shout out to NFL Network.
Yeah, they do all of that to keep people engaged and keep the hunger for football going year round.
And we need that.
Yeah,
we need that.
Yeah,
you know.
I will admit it's a brilliant move, but don't take the combine for more than what it is. It's a verification of credentials, and even if sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. It's the same thing like any other interview or any other job. People look good on paper, but when it comes down to work, they may not work out. Now, you have some people.
Here we go. This is what I've been waiting on.
You have some people in media who, and I don't get me wrong, we all make mistakes. We all project things and we all say, okay, this person's going to work out, this person's going to do, et cetera, et cetera. But when you take hard turns and hard curves and you tie your credibility to it, sometimes you come out looking like a complete jackass.
Jackassery.
When you go too far. Again, this is just based on the combine. So we have a tweet here that I want to share, and I'm just like I said, we keep it real around here. You're welcome to respond too, because I'm gonna tweet this. I'm gonna tag you on too. Matt Miller at NFL Draft Scout. Those of you who has been, unless you've been under a rock, the past 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is by far the best NFL running back right now. To me, it ain't even close.
That's not.
He would have crushed anyone else in the league this year in terms of rushing. I think he was still like a top 8 rusher in the league. He missed 7 or 8 games.
At the time, he missed 4 or 5 games. He was still leading the league in rushing.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was still a top 10 rusher despite missing half the damn season.
Right.
Okay? So this is what this guy says. Derrick Henry is Marcel Reese or Brandon Jacobs in the NFL. Lacks ability / wiggle to ever break free versus the pros. could be a good short yard guy. Say, man.
Could be, possibly.
Say, man. I don't know who pays you, Matt. Or like I said, I don't know your entire career, but this is a hell of a miss right here. Because if you actually covered Bama, and I actually went to the year that he was in the he won the Heisman.
Didn't you go to the Iron Bowl one year too?
I went to Iron. No, that was the year after.
Oh, he was gone.
Right,
okay,
he was gone already. But I covered the Heisman.
Yeah,
when
Christian McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson.
Listen, man, there was nothing about that kid that said third down back, short yardage back. I'm still stunned to this day that he didn't get drafted in the first round. There was everything about that kid. Yes, Alabama has great offensive line, and they had a history of great running backs that came out of that system. But Derrick Henry is something that we have not seen. Just imagine the running style of Earl Campbell in Jadeveon Clowney's body with more speed.
Yeah.
This dude's manufactured somewhere. Like, it's not even fair. I don't know if they have that. If you guys Google it, you can see the picture. There's a picture of him standing next to Mark Ingram, and he looked like Mark Ingram's father.
And Mark Ingram's
a big
tall,
dude,
but
right? He's a
jacked.
dirty.
Yeah,
it's insane how. And like I said, on his film, yeah, he's not a Barry Sanders or a Darren Sproles kind of guy that he's gonna make you look stupid. You know, you get in front of him,
right? Oh, he's gonna make you look stupid, but not the same way.
He's gonna make you stupid because he's gonna knock you on your ass,
right?
But he's not a shifty guy.
No.
But to say that he don't have wiggle enough to get away from defenders
to ever
and
that's
a short yardage back, what? No. This is Earl Campbell on steroids, man.
I
don't literally mean on steroids, but I mean figuratively.
It's a 6'4" Earl Campbell.
Yeah, he's a 6'4" Earl Campbell. He is a supersized Earl Campbell.
Remember when we were at the Pro Bowl and we were doing an interview with him? We were doing a group interview as media. I was standing next to Derrick Henry. I was so amazed at how big he was. I'll post a picture on our Instagram page. Remind me. I snapped a picture standing right next to him. Man, this dude's arms is about this big. He is.
It's like a thigh. His bicep look like a thigh.
I don't care how big Derrick Henry looks to you on TV. Right. Multiply that by 5. He's bigger than that. Yeah. Yo, however big you think he is, he's bigger.
Right.
For running back.
That's the first time I can recall standing eye level with a running back. And I'm 6'6".
6'6", right.
Now I'm like, damn, who's the lineman?
Right. yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
When I saw him in person is when I was really, same thing I said about Cooper Kupp last week. I was more impressed with him when I saw how thin he was. Derrick Henry is the opposite. I was more impressed when I saw how big he was. And I thought about some of this dude is 6'4", 250 pounds, and has a 90-something yard run. How, Sway? How is that even possible?
Right.
So now, as we were talking about, look, bro.
There we go.
Look, oh my goodness. There we go. And Mark Henry is a big boy.
Yeah, Mark Ingram's a big guy.
Yeah,
he's bigger than your average NFL running back.
Look at his foot, man.
And this is, I think this is Derrick Henry's like his sophomore year or something like that.
I see the national championship pack. So
that was his sophomore year.
Yeah, because he came out his junior year.
Yeah, so he's bigger than that now. Yeah, and look at him, like he's just towering over Mark Ingram. Like, hey, son.
Right.
You having fun at the game? Daddy's playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He and he's actually a cool dude.
Yeah. Like, he's a great kid.
Yeah. But to go back to what we were saying, before we went on air, we were talking about that tweet. And when he read the tweet to me, I said, okay, I agree. Something he said was a fact. Derrick Henry does not have a lot of shift and wiggle. He doesn't. That's a fact. But to say that he doesn't have enough to ever how can you say that from A, his Alabama film, or B, did he go to the combine?
Yeah, he didn't work out much at the combine.
Okay,
I don't think he ran, but he didn't need to. The
Brandon Jacobs comparison, body wise, I see that.
Right,
running style, I see that.
Right,
but to say from just that he will be a third down back and he won't ever That's
ridiculous.
absurd. Now,
That's absurd.
hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
We know that because there was one time where they thought Heath Schuler was going to be the greatest quarterback that ever played.
And Ryan Leaf.
You know, who
they convinced the Chargers to pick Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning. Like,
oh my God.
Oh, wow. Wow. I just have no words for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they miss sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at Tom Brady, man. Everybody knows
Sixth round draft pick.
Everybody knows his story. Won't have to go into that. But
if you look at Tom Brady's combine workout,
look at his combine body.
You wouldn't have projected him as an all-state insurance man. I mean,
Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady is 45 years old now. He looks better now than he did then. Yeah. I mean, obviously, technology and nutrition and things have changed.
But he was a beanpole, just a straight up and down.
And he was skinny.
Yeah.
He was skinny fat.
Right.
He had
and slow.
He had no muscle tone. He was a straight up and down. He looked like you say. He looked like an insurance agent.
I think they timed him with a counter when he ran the 40.
He ran a 4 tomorrow. But Tom Brady is unquestionably the greatest quarterback to ever play football.
I'm going to go on a limb and just say somewhere in the back of his mind, there's a small part of Tom Brady that really doesn't give a hot goddamn about the combine. I'm just gonna go.
Think so?
Yeah, I think somewhere maybe
I think he got 7 reasons why he don't care.
He's got this ring's itching. Let me take that one off. Let me take this one off. That one off. That one off. That one off. Oh, the combine. Oh my goodness, I didn't get that done.
Hey, remember that?
Sorry, let me move these rings out the way.
Right.
The combine. I failed at that. Oh, I'm terrible. Just I can't sleep at night. I didn't have a good combine. He don't give a damn.
This is my favorite Tom Brady story, and I don't know if you ever heard. He told it on some podcast or something. He was drafted, and I think it was Robert Kraft called him Kyle Brady. He said that pissed him off. Tom Brady was like Michael Jordan. He looked for any reason to motivate.
Right.
Any reason to motivate him.
Right.
He said that he called his agent and said, "Hey, I just bought a house in Boston." What?
A sixth-rounder?
A 6th-round pick purchased a home. Not a condo, not an apartment. He bought a house.
He settled. Like, I'm going to be here.
Tom Brady actually told his agent, I'm going to be the starting quarterback on this team, so I'm going to be here for a while.
Shouldn't you make the team first? He's don't worry about that.
I'm good.
Don't worry about that.
He just moved 2 years ago. Yeah. So that's
he told Belichick, when Belichick called him on the phone to let him know, hey, Tom, we're going to take you with our 6th-round pick.
If you don't.
He said, Mr. Belichick, thank you. You know what? You just made the best decision in the history of your franchise.
He did.
That's what he told him on the phone call the night of the draft.
Yep. Yeah, I mean.
So
we said all that to say sometimes they miss.
Yeah.
They miss.
Oh, yeah. Everybody missed on that one.
Everybody missed.
Including the Patriots 5 times before.
Right.
Yeah.
6th round.
Right.
6th round. Now, back in the day, bro, the NFL draft used to be like 9-10 rounds. So, I mean, if you look at some of like the old school guys, it's like 9th, 10th round pick. You're like, they cut it down to 7.
Right.
They cut it down to 7. And listen, the level of talent from the NFL to any other level, listen, we've played with and against guys who played in the National Football League. We played with and against guys who were on NFL practice squads. And I use this same example, Pat Carter.
Oh, man. Oh, Pat.
When I was playing with the Storm.
Oh, Swiss knife Pat Carter.
Man. Pat Carter came. We heard that we had.
I don't think there's anything this dude couldn't do on the football field. Like, for real.
Pat came to us, and I'm playing with the Fort Bend Storm minor league team back in 2012. And word on the street, hey, we got a receiver coming down who just got cut from the Miami Dolphins practice squad. Sweet. Oh, practice squad? Okay. Let me tell y'all something, man. Pat Carter is probably the best pure athlete, the best football player I've ever played with or against. Now, Pat Carter he was on the practice squad for like the Dolphins. He'll see this, like the Dolphins, the Bucks, a couple other teams. Never made the active roster. And he was one of the best football players I've ever seen. So if that's the case, How good are the elite players?
Right.
Look at the difference in talent or perceived talent.
Right.
So again, sometimes they miss. But to go back to this year's combine, now this is what I want to bring up. Kenny Walker, Michigan State running back, and I saw it firsthand because he our Wolverines only lost until we got to the playoff was against Michigan State. This dude is 5'11", 200 pounds, and he ran a 4.38. 220 pounds, and he ran a 4.38. You don't see running backs running that fast anymore. But the stock of running backs, the stock on running backs is kind of going down. Right. Because the league is a passer league now, right?
Right. It's evolved to more of a passer league. And you have more of these hybrid backs that really are more kind of like a slot receiver type, and they go into like an H-back type role. You know, they do like some jet sweep type stuff out the backfield, but their primary and then like Deebo Samuel, I think is also evolving the running back position. There's going to be some more guys that they draft, and they're going to put them in the Deebo role.
Well, you know, Deebo's a wide receiver. Yeah, on paper,
I know. Right. Yeah. But they're going to draft guys and say, hey, this guy can line up for us on the outside. He can line up for us on the inside, and we can give him 7, 8, 9, 10 carries a game. Yep. He's one of the guys I think is moving down, changing that position. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so you're gonna have to do more. Yeah. You're gonna have to do more. If you're a straight up bell cow, 25 carry per game kind of guy, run between the tackles, I'm sorry to say, man, you might want to talk to BTP Sports, see if we have any openings. we might have something for you, man. Because that type of back is more. They're more like the Blu-ray DVD player, and then here comes these guys coming out the cloud. Right. Sorry,
that's pretty good analogy. Yeah. So now let's go to the big boys, which usually it's a big boy. I think a couple years ago it was a linebacker that had the record with throwing up 225. So Zion Johnson, offensive guard from Boston College, threw 225 up 32 times.
That's impressive.
And that was the most. Now, I will say this. I think that's overrated. Yeah. Because
this is a strong lineman. They got no technique, and they get their asses whipped.
There you go.
Off the snap.
Now, for me, the 225, the test to see how many times you can throw 225 up it's supposed to be a test of strength. For me, it's more of a testament to muscle endurance.
The four-quarter guys, do your blocks get lazy? Do your hands drop? Are you able to engage and drive after you've been doing it for so long? It's like those reps.
That's it.
Can you keep that guy off you when these muscles hurt, when it's tired? Can you keep this guy off you long enough for your quarterback to get the ball out? Right. That's what the bench press should tell us.
That's what it does tell. Right. That's what it tells people who know what they're looking at. Right. Most people say, "Oh, well, he ain't that strong. He threw it up 27 times." Okay.
And not only that, you got to think about like some people just don't bench well. They're strong, but they don't bench well.
Some guys got longer arms.
Like me, I was never a 40 rep kind of guy because I got long ass arms. It's hard to lock out these long arms, right?
Right.
But you want to talk about strength, then that's a whole nother story.
Yep. Like I said, for me, I was at the time, for most of my minor league career, I was over 300 pounds. I ranged everywhere from about 315 to, like I said, like 350, 360. And the most I ever put 225 up was 24 times, which ain't impressive for a guy my size. Right. But my max was 415. Right. So I was strong, but I just didn't have it. And I got short arms. Right. But I just didn't have that kind of muscular endurance. Why? Because I didn't train that way. Right. I trained for power. Right. I didn't train for mistake. I don't know, but that was the way I trained. I power lifted. I didn't get it and just that's how I train now. Now I train with lighter weights and I do a lot of reps, but I'm not pushing people around like I used to. So it's just the NFL Combine is really more of, like we said, a glorified interview to see what kind of person you are. Two, to see if you're in. Why you think they have them wearing those tight spandex? Exactly. It's not for you to be comfortable. Nope. They want to look at your body. Right. They want to see if you got tight skin. They want to see if you got a six-pack. They want to see if you're in shape. Right. Because like you said.
And it speaks to your dedication. Do you take care of your body?
Bingo. And your nutrition.
You have a lot of guys that as soon as the offseason hit, like right now, it's their offseason, they're out partying, drinking, eating whatever, doing whatever, and you show up to OTAs and you do wind sprints and you're taking a little bit more time to catch your breath.
Yep.
Because you've been doing all that during the off season. So they want to see, do you have the discipline to maintain your body? Because ultimately, no offense, guys, but they kind of own the rights to your body while you're in the contract.
They do.
So you got to take care of it.
And can we do this? Can we please stop this? The NFL combine is like a form of slavery. Everybody in here is laughing right now, but we've all seen this on social media. Am I wrong? We've all on social media. We've seen.
You
that.
have the slave master doing like the market. They doing like
they've done a side by side,
and then they do a side by side with the guy doing the measurables. Stop it, man.
Okay,
stop it.
Let me kill this argument right here. Guys who are at the NFL combine, did somebody put them a chain around their neck and drag them to Indianapolis?
Nope.
No. That's what they did to the slaves. Mm-hmm. They're there because they want to be there, right?
Right.
Did they put those guys up in a 5-star hotel? Did they put the slaves up in a 5-star hotel?
Nope.
Did they feed the slaves all that good food?
Nope.
Okay. When the guys make the team, did they pay the slaves millions of dollars?
Nope.
Do those guys, if they don't run a 40 fast enough, do they get whipped?
Nope.
No. That's what happened to the slaves.
Right.
Did slaves live in $5 million homes? Did they drive $250,000 cars?
Nope.
No. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of it? No. Stop doing that. Stop. It's not the same thing. It's not even close to the same thing, man.
Right.
And I want you to do this. When you put out the teaser for the night, I want you to put this in there.
Oh, no, sure.
Because even the people who don't watch the show, I want you to hear this.
Right.
All right? Stop that. Now, we can move forward. So, the most underrated part about the about the NFL Combine is we've been there. We went to the NFL Combine, was it the year before COVID?
Yeah.
2019. We went 2019. Now, we didn't go. We didn't go back this year because we just got back from LA and it just was kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And plus the way it goes, it really wasn't worth it for us.
Right.
We didn't know until
it'll give you a lot of insight.
Yeah.
Because we already know for the most part who the super elite guys are. Mm-hmm. We've seen their film already. For some of them, for me, I'm a voter on several select panels for the NCAA. So I've already had a chance. Like when I get on a voting panel, I take the whole weekend off. I break down and I watch film and use that to evaluate.
Wait. You mean you actually evaluate the guys that you're voting for? Yeah. You actually watch their film?
Yes. Whoa. You can't just take the stat sheet and say, "Oh, this guy has this." No, you need to actually watch their film. Wow. You need to see the big games.
You actually watch them play?
You actually see the big games who they played against. How did they perform in those big games? To me, that's the biggest thing. Is I go look at their schedules. I look at their best opponents and see how they performed against those guys. That tells me who should win the Lombardi, the Bednarik, the Ray Guy Award, etc.
Shout out to the Rotary Lombardi.
Right.
Shout out to the Rotary Club.
Yeah, love you guys. But that's to me, that's how you should determine how awards are. Of course, I can't speak for my peers. I know that a lot of them don't do it. Some of those idiots will call each other and say, "Hey, who you vote for?" "I'll vote for Mitchell Brock." "Okay, I'm voting for him too," without even looking at to see. So that's a lot of awards that are on people's resumes that people didn't actually take the time to look at the other candidates that may have not come from a Power 5 school or a big school. They may not have that, but you look at their film and it's totally different.
Yeah.
So that's why you get a lot of guys that have, I was the Sun Belt or the Big 12 Player of the Year, the Big 12 Player, Defensive Player of the Year, or SEC Defensive Player of the Year. You come to the league and these guys get whipped.
Yep.
Because they got it because of stats, and a lot of those stats are just rendered from cupcake games.
There you go. And I'll call a name. And Michael Sam. Mm-hmm. Now, shout out to Michael Sam. We met him out in L.A. Mm-hmm. Cool dude. He's local. Mm-hmm. I think he still lives in Texas. He's from Hitchcock. So. He's from Hitchcock, so I think he still lives down here. And we're going to have him on the show.
Right.
But the reality of it is, the year he won the Defensive Player of the Year,
they didn't have any big games. He was an SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
Right, SEC, not the National Player of the Year. Right.
But he didn't play Bama. He didn't play Georgia. You didn't play none of those teams. If you balled out against Bama or Georgia, you're showing me something.
Yep.
You whipped. Well, I don't think. I think one against like Nevada.
He had like 5 sacks against like Kent State.
Yeah.
If I might be wrong, but I think it was Kent State. I think he had 12 sacks that season, and like 8 of them. 5 of them was against Kent State, and the rest of them were like against the, because all those big schools have cupcake games before they get into their conference season. Most of his sacks were against cupcake teams, and that's just the reality of it.
Statistically, he had lead, but in big games and big moments, he was nowhere to be found, and that proved itself to be true. And the NFL, those scouts are no fools. There's a reason why he fell as far as he did in the draft. And there's a reason why things didn't work out in not only the NFL but also the CFL. Sorry, we keep it a buck.
It's what it is.
If he come here, he sit here, we gonna tell him the same thing.
We gonna say the same thing. So. Did we make that up?
Nope.
That's what we all saw. Everybody saw it. So, and again, shout out to Mike. He's a cool dude. But it is what it is, man. But so as far as the NFL, again, the NFL Combine goes. A lot of people look at it like an end all, like you said. You go and watch the film. Now, along with him being able to vote on these things, we went to the NFL Combine, and like I said, it was first of all NFL. Can we talked about this offline? Can we talk about this for 1 second? Can y'all move it out of Indianapolis,
please? I'm
from Detroit. I'm from Michigan, so I'm used to the cold.
Right.
But I've been in Houston for 16 years now.
Right.
I don't want to go when it's cold.
Right.
I don't want to drive in snow and ice anymore.
Right. Not to mention the logistics. I'm sorry, in Indianapolis, y'all got a slow, boring ass city where Domino's Pizza closes at 9 o'clock.
Literally.
Like we had to drive halfway across Indianapolis just to find something to eat.
We riding around at 9 o'clock.
Like 9 o'clock at night. Like it ain't even late.
And what was that one little soul food spot we went to and they was closed? I'm like, come on, man. What did we want? I don't remember.
Soulless food.
I don't remember what we wind up eating, but yeah. Switch it up. Like, okay, the draft used to always be in New York.
Right.
But now they switching it up. Like, and please, NFL, since I got your attention right now. Can y'all hold on 1 second?
I'm sorry.
The 2024 draft, Detroit is a finalist. Please.
Right.
Please let me go home and cover the draft. All right, go.
But there's an article I wrote. Matter of fact, I'm going to dig it up. It's somewhere on our page. It's a couple of years back. And I said that the NFL should use its events as rewards for teams and for cities. Like you have the Super Bowl runner-up, they should get the Pro Bowl. The conference champion runner-up, they could, for example, can get the Combine or the draft. Use that as a way to move these events around so that you get more fan engagement. I'm giving y'all this for it's free game, NFL. It's free.
We speak for the people.
It's free. We speak for the people.
We speak for the people.
We're tired of seeing the Combine every year in Indianapolis. Thank God y'all finally moved to Pro Bowl. Even though we had a great time when we went down to Orlando, move it around, man. Move it around.
I mean, keep it in warm weather cities because there's a lot that goes on. Before the actual game is a lot that goes on. So keep it in warm weather cities. I agree with that. Miami, Orlando, LA. Wherever, but switch it up.
Right,
switch it up.
You have many markets that are in warm weather cities that could very easily host, some of these events.
Yeah, but switch it up, man. Indianapolis was cool, but honestly, the only 2 networks that are really allowed in the building is NFL Network and ESPN. Not majority. Outside of those 2, we got a compadre who's an agent. Shout out to Corey Williams, our guy. He couldn't even get in the building to watch his clients work out.
Right.
So the agents aren't allowed in the building.
Nope.
Media outside of ESPN and NFL Network, they're obviously covering. But the rest of us watch the Combine on screens at the convention center. And it's just like, I've done this at home.
Right. Exactly.
It was a good experience though. But it was just switch it up.
Right.
Switch it up. Because first of all, it ain't nothing to, and maybe that's why they do it. It ain't nothing to do in Indianapolis in March. It's cold, it's snow, it's ice, ain't nothing to do. And maybe that's the point of it. They say
Peyton's gone, so they won't have much to do in the postseason anymore. So.
But by the way, that is a beautiful facility.
It is.
Lucas Oil is a nice facility. And the people were dope.
Right.
We had some problems with parking and logistics.
It's amazing. They were amazing.
They were dope. So nothing against the city of Indianapolis. And they got White Castles.
No, move them out. Move them out. Move them out. Matter of fact, White Castle also is not complying with what I'm trying to do. You try to take me off track, man. What is wrong with you? Okay. For those who've been following us, you know that I'm participating in the NFL Alumni Wellness Program.
That's right.
Okay. I'm not allowed to eat White Castle on that program.
NFL Alumni Program.
Yeah.
Well, what is that, Richard?
So the NFL,
tell us about
the NFL Alumni Wellness Program is the NFL Alumni has a program where we're literally focusing on attacking obesity. So I've been selected as the media representative to represent the NFL Alumni Association, and I'm on a program where over the course of the next year, which is going to end during kickoff on Super Bowl 57, you're going to see me lose up to 70 pounds. So we started that.
Nope, not up to, at least.
At least, I'm sorry, at least.
That's right.
So we started that challenge last week, and I weighed in right here.
That's right.
So it might be a good idea for me to weigh in again, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, let's step on the scale.
Let's do that.
Let's see what it shows. Can we get the camera over here? Yeah. Yeah, let's see what we're working with.
Un momento, por favor.
Here. See, what you want?
What you say? I don't know about a few pounds, but a few ounces, but everything counts. Turn the mic this way.
There we go. Turn it this way.
All right, here we go.
It's a magic number. Because last week
Was it 270?
no, I wish it was.
I'm sorry, 370.
Yeah, 379.2 was the number last week.
Right.
All right. Feel like I'm at the combine again. Whoa.
369.
369.8.
So y'all can see that it's really him.
Yeah. 369.8 is the magic number. So
I got it.
we're going down, baby. Yes. So we continue to go down. This is how it's working. So if you want more information on the NFL Alumni Wellness Program, visit NFLalumni.org, NFLalumni.org. Continue to follow us on social media. We're going to continue to post, give them the social media handles.
We are on Instagram, the gram at BTP_sports. We're on YouTube at Bring the Pain Sports. We are on Twitter at BTP Sports. We're on Facebook at Bring the Pain Sports. And definitely make sure you catch this podcast because you'll see the teaser. But we need you to go to Believe.com. That is BLEAV.com. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all know we transparent here on Bring the Pain Sports. Everybody has. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the follows. We appreciate the shares. But when you go to Believe.com, and we're going to post all the links, and you scroll to the bottom and you hit that play button, that is the measurable metric that funds our platform. So if you really rock with us, this ain't free. This studio we in, it ain't free. Q don't want to get paid.
Yep.
All right. The studio ain't free.
He shook his head.
He said, we sure do. These people want to get paid. When we travel, that ain't free.
Right.
All right. All this equipment, all this, it ain't free.
Right.
So if you really rock with us and you enjoy our content, support the platform.
Absolutely.
Click on that button to even if I've got people who say, some female friends of mine, I don't even watch sports, but when I see you post it, I click it. That's all we need you to do.
Right.
I mean, we'd like you to listen to it.
Right.
But that's the measurable metric that gets us funded.
As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? We have an open format here.
That's right.
Okay. This is a two-way show. This is not you just sitting watching us talk. We want to invite you guys in with the big boys.
That's right.
Because one of the things that we feel as though has changed the paradigm for sports talk is social media. So I'm happy to share that we are introducing what's going to be called Social Media Saturdays. So every week we are going to select a member of either our social media following or any social media groups that we're a part of to come invite them to come join us here on the show to talk some sports with the big boys. So again, we'll continue to do that. like, follow us. You may be on here with us next week.
That's right.
If you're in one of these social media groups, share the content. We want to talk with you.
Yep.
Because honestly, there are a lot of good people out there who know sports, and they're out there in social media. There's a lot of people that don't know sports,
and they're
out there on social media. And there's a lot of people that don't know sports that are in media.
That's right.
But we know
national media.
Right. We know how to sort them out, but we're not afraid to talk to anybody. We welcome y'all to come on in, share it again. Social media Saturdays here with Bring the Pain Sports and Hoop Jargon.
And it don't matter your location. If you're here in Houston, we'll have you come to the studio.
Right.
If you're not in Houston, we'll have you call in. But we want to talk to you.
Right.
We
may take Ukraine off the list for a while.
Yeah, and Russia probably.
Yeah, just for a little while till y'all calm down a little bit.
Yeah, but hey, we haven't forgotten our roots.
Right.
Our roots started with the people. When we started this platform, our first gig was going to Buffalo Wild Wings on Monday nights to interview people while they watched Monday Night Football. That's how we started this platform. And no matter how big we get, whatever the case may be, we're not going to forget our roots. The people is what got us where we are today.
Right.
So that is it for this edition of Bring the Pain Sports Talk After Further Review. Once again, make sure you're following us on social media. We're on Instagram, IG at BTP_sports. We are on Twitter at BTP Sports, Facebook, Bring the Pain Sports Talk, and YouTube, Bring the Pain Sports. The Great Sports Morpheus at Twitter.
It's at the Great Morpheus.
DA. You know how we do it.
Great Morpheus. And the same on Instagram.
That's right. And follow me on Twitter at Big M Brock 67. For the Great Sports Morpheus, this is Mitchell Brock. Thank you for tuning in, and you'll hear us. I almost say I'm used to TV.
You'll hear and or see us.
Yeah, you'll hear
you really
and or see
both.
us. We won't hear or see you, but you will hear or see us next week. All right. Talk to y'all later.